supposed to let me know how far he gets. He sent you an email, but that's it.
I'd like to call the Anderson County School District 4 Board of Trustees meeting to order. Do I have a approval of the agenda?
On promotion, we approve the agenda.
Ms. Gray has moved to approve the agenda. Do I have a second?
Second.
Properly second by Ms. Mulligan. Any further discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed likewise. I'd like to say that Ms. Steele is out tonight. She got home and did not feel well. At this time, would you join me in a moment of silence to reflect your intentions, and then we'll go to the pledge of allegiance to the flag. Join me in the pledge of allegiance, please. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I have a motion to approve the consent agenda.
On promotion, that we approve the consent agenda.
A motion is to approve the consent agenda. Do I have a second?
Second.
Properly second by Mr. Brock. Any discussion on the consent agenda? All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed likewise. The consent agenda passes. Now we have one person signed up for public comment, Ms. Brenda Christian.
That's correct.
The floor is yours.
First of all, I just want to give you a little story. I have a fifth grader at Mount Lebanon, and he took the PSAT. And I'm not going to give you his score, but his score was quite surprising. But that's because of the teachers there. And I have to say, they're wonderful teachers. They go the extra mile for the students, and they really helped him with this. The math teacher is super, but the staff, the teachers, and the nurse are wonderful. You have great staff members there. So,
We will let you stay up there. Yeah, I like to have community comments like that. That's very good. I truly appreciate that. Spread the word. If anything positive, that's great. Thank you. And I have to agree with you. I bet, but out of all our elementary schools, I have to say, and our middle school and our high school, that we have a lot of dedicated people, teachers and staff that really work hard for our students. So thank you very much for your comments. Superintendent report, Dr. Avery.
Yes, we have the budget report. Good evening. I just wanted to give a short report on the current fiscal year 17-18 budget through April. Through April means we completed 10 months of the budget with 2 months remaining. The ideal remaining percent would be 17%. And if you look at the revenues, we're at 14%, which means we're 3% ahead on revenue collections. And with that first line item, taxes, that's state and local combined, we have $2,254,000 remaining to be collected, and that is state and local. $1.4 million of that will come in from the state as a result of Act 388. And the remaining will come in as auto taxes. So that's right in line where we need to be. If we compare this year's taxes to last year, local tax collections are ahead of April 2017 by $448,000, which is very good for this time of year. The state funds are right on track with 15% collected. The federal funds right on track with 17%. And of course, in our other line item, We have insurance proceeds in there, so that's what's throwing that off. But again, we're ahead of this time last year by $974,000, which is good in the revenue side. When we look at the expenditure side, salaries and benefits, we have 3 teacher payrolls remaining, 1 in May and 2 in June. So that 26% remaining there will be more than enough to cover those 3 payrolls. Professional services, we're at 28% remaining, but we're working on spending that and the supplies and materials before the end of the year. You'll see the capital maintenance and utilities line item is at 13% remaining, but that's because Mr. Rogers is working diligently to get a lot of those capital maintenance projects finished before the end of the year. So again, we're ahead of where we were last year by $540,000 in the expenditure line item, but remember we have added capital maintenance money for this year of $475,000. So again, through April 2018, the budget looks very good. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. In our unfinished business, we have the approval of the district procurement policy, final reading. What's the pleasure of the board?
I'd like to offer a motion to approve on final reading of the procurement policy.
Motion's been made by Ms. Gray on final reading to approve the district procurement policy. Do I have a second?
Second.
Properly second by Ms. Mulligan. Any discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, likewise. Motion passes. Now, Dr. Avery, our new business.
Yes, tonight is first reading for the FY19 budget for Anderson 4. The second reading will be on June 11th, where we'll also have the public hearing. And then once approved, we will have present our budget to the county board on June the 12th that evening. So Mr. Blonsky's going to present our approval for first reading tonight. Budget for first reading.
Okay, I wanted to go over some highlights of the changes that we're proposing between the 17-18 budget and the 18-19 budget. I will note that because there has not been a decision out of Columbia as to whether the House or the Senate version of the budget will be the final one, I have based this budget on the House version, which is the most conservative of the two. The House version shows no increase in base student cost. It remains, the base student cost remains at $2,425 for fiscal 18-19, which is what I based the budget on. It also shows a 2% increase for teachers, so that also is in the budget. With the 2% increase for teachers, I have also put in 2% increase for other employees in the district, so that if this budget passes, each employee will receive a 2% increase. And of course, the associated fringe related to that increase is also built in this budget. We were approved by the Budget Control Board for 3.43% increase in our operating millage. We get a letter every year that gives us that increase as a result of Act 388, and that percentage is based on CPI and growth for the year. So with a 3.43% increase, that would be 5.7 mills or $615,000 that would be added to the budget. That $615,000 would cover state mandates, such as our increase for pension reform. This is our second year. We would have a 1% increase there. Our projected health insurance increases, we're showing a 7.4% increase on the employer portion of health insurance. We would also use those funds for 2 additional school resource officers, so that each location in our district would have its own SRO. So again, that $615,000 is added to the budget to cover those mandates. We also have added to the budget $86,000, which would be our portion, our expenditure portion of the 16% operations for the Anderson Institute of Technology. The $86,000 over the fiscal year will cover the director's salaries, custodians, professional services, and utilities. So basically the operating of the Career Center for fiscal year 18-19, and that is an estimate that we are getting from Anderson District 5. So again, I'll note that our overall budget will increase if approved by $1,098,811 or 3.92% over fiscal year 17-18. Any questions?
Any questions? Let me say that we have gone over the budget in the workshop as well as individual meetings. And Christie, we want to thank you and Dr. Avery for putting this very conservative budget together for us as we move forward. Knowing that we've got to open up the Career Center and knowing that we have Act 388 still lingering over our heads. So I really appreciate y'all's work on that. What's the pleasure of the board?
Make a motion that we approve the FY19 budget's first reading.
Motion for us is that we approve FY 18-19 first reading of our budget presented by Christie and Dr. Avery. Do I have a second?
Second.
Probably second by Mr. Ray. Is there any discussion? All in favor of passing on the first reading of our requested budget for FY 18-19, raise your right hand. All opposed likewise. Budget passes on first reading.
We have a report. Ms. Bozeman's going to give an update on the Career and Technical Education Performance Report, which is great news.
Great news.
As an information-only item, I'd like to share with you the Career and Technology Education Performance Report. The report is based on 2016-17 data, and it details our performance on all 8 of the federal accountability indicators. This data is used to determine areas of improvement, to use the federal Perkins funds, and to plan for next year's CATE programs as well as activities. A copy of that report can be found in your board packet. As Dr. Avery said, we're very excited because of all of the 8 federal accountability indicators. We met 100%. Our highest areas were school completion, school graduation rates, placement, as well as academic attainment. So congratulations to the administration and the teachers who are part of the Career and Technology program, an exemplary CATE program at Pendleton High School. Thank you.
We had no items discussed in executive session that needed to be brought forth. So first of all, I would just like to thank Dr. Avery and the board members who attended the workshop here on Saturday. I think that was an outstanding workshop for us. To give up your Saturday to come here and work, I thought Gwen did a great job from the South Carolina School Board Association. So thanks to our board members. Dr. Avery's gone over the business to close the school year down and all of the activities that we will be partaking in. And I would also like to thank the principals for all your hard work and all that y'all do. Especially one principal that is retiring this year, and you know, I just hear
She still comes to work.
she doesn't show up. She doesn't show up. She ain't already retired. She still comes to work. But Hope, thank you, truly. And you know, for somebody from Townville, Denise, I will have to say, Hope, I appreciate that. I got a special needs nephew that thanks the world of you and LaFrance Elementary School, and y'all done a great job, and I appreciate all that you do out there, not only for him, but for all that you're doing. And y'all do a great job. I know we don't say it enough, but thank you for all you do. And, I do know the budget has gone to conference committee in the state, and we do have a good conference committee that I hope that is very supportive of public education, and that's a good thing. And so I hope we'll come out of the budget here in good shape. So, I have a motion to adjourn.
Offer motion to adjourn.
Motion been made by Ms. Gray that we adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
Properly second by Mr. Brock. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed likewise. We are adjourned.